Hey there, in this tutorial we'll take a look on how to retrain AI. There are mainly three reasons why would you like to do the retraining. First is that you would like to improve the quality of existing classifier. Second one being that existing definitions of categories in pre-trained models are not suitable for your requirements. And third reason is that you would like to introduce completely new category that is not available yet in the pre-trained models. Whatever the case for the retraining is, you can do it via web app, or if you need more assistance, you can also contact us and our team of AI engineers will be able to assist you. So let's take a look how to do the retraining via Flai Web App.
The whole procedure basically is divided into 4 distinct steps. First, we need to select the areas where classification isn't performing as good, or there are examples of the categories we want to include in our retraining. The second thing is to run extraction of those subsets. Then we obviously have to do manual corrections and annotations on those selected areas. And last, what we need to do is to run the training itself. So the reason why we are doing retraining and creating new custom AI is to use it on actual datasets. So at the end of the tutorial we'll also take a look at how you can use newly trained AI on your dataset. Okay, so as said, first thing is to find the areas where classification didn't work so well, or there are examples of new categories. To do so we will use points of interest, or POIs, so enable them in the web app, click on the little pin icon and select points, and then you can drag and drop it to the location of interest. So for example, we will put first one on this bridge. You can put in attribute codes and names. For this tutorial you can just use ones or whatever fits you. But with that you could also code different types of errors or objects. Okay, so here we can see that we have one boat on the river that was classified as building. So let's put a new point here. And let's keep looking. Alright, here is one interesting object. This is like a sports hall for tennis or something. It's quite tricky, so okay, let's give it a try and give here a point. So if we would do it, if we will be doing actual retraining, we would put a bit more of those points in the dataset bar, but for sake of the tutorial this is good enough. So let's move further. Okay, so the next step is to extract smaller tiles around those points of interest. So to do so, we will create a flow. We can just use the projects that we already created in previous tutorials. So let's create new flow, start it from scratch, give it some name. Then add point cloud reader and POI reader. Then let's find POI tiler and add it. And last, also add point cloud writer. Okay, let's connect everything together. Select the appropriate dataset. We also have to select the dataset in POI tiler that has POIs associated with it, so it's the same point cloud dataset. Then in POI tiler we have some parameters to fine tune. We can leave them as they are, but just to go briefly over them. First we have the radius of the extracted tile, what is the shape, it should be square or circle, leave it as square. Then if we want to scale the intensity, let's set it to true. What is the method for intensity scaling, we can leave it at default. Then we could also add prefix. And last, if we would like to move them into center or keep the coordinates in coordinate reference system. Okay. Let's add also the name to the writer and save and run. Alright, so let's open the tiles that we have extracted. Here are the tiles, so let's take a look. and do a quick manual edit. So let's just start with the first one, create a cross section, select which category we would like to classify. Okay, that will be a bit tricky, maybe it would be easier to do it in orthographic mode. So let's do the cross section again, and let's be a bit more precise. Alright, let's do segment by segment. Okay, let's put back those points to the roof objects. So we would be doing this for real use case. We would take a bit more care so that really each individual point is classified correctly. So in this style, let's correct the bridge. Okay, that looks fine. There are some point of bridge that should go in ground. Okay, let's fix also this. Cool. So now let's also correct water points which have been classified in ground. So again, the best thing here is to do cross section and only reclassify ground points to the class water. Okay, one more time and we'll be done with this tile. Okay, that looks alright. And let's move to the last one where we have the boat. So let's classify it as other and also correct those ground points to the water. Okay, that looks more like it. Let's also correct this. This doesn't look nice. Let's fix also this. Okay, apply commands and we're ready to run retraining. Alright, to create retraining, go to AI learning point and press create new session. Give your retraining a name. Select the model from which you would like to start. It's always necessary to start from some of our pre-trained models, so no, let's start from geospatial or aerial mapping. Select the tiles for training, so those are the ones that we have annotated. Also select the validation dataset. Then in terms of training parameters, you can leave them as they are, but generally speaking, first you have how fast the algorithm will, so how fast the AI will learn, then for how many epochs it will train, then what is the subsampling rate, and last but not least, what is the radius of the window that AI is looking at. Okay, so now we see here that training session has been created and we have to wait to be done. Alright, so the training has finished successfully, and now it's time to use our AI to do the predictions on our point clouds. So to do so, we will go to the projects and then create a new flow. We'll start from scratch, give it a name, add point cloud reader. Okay, let's select custom classifier FlyNet. Also let's add a writer, connect them together. Alright, so now you have to select the model which you have trained, and also if it has multiple categories you can select which ones you would like to annotate. And last thing to do is to press save and run.
Now you are able to train your own AI. Congrats! In next tutorial we'll take a look on how to share and download your results. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, like and subscribe. Cheers!